How did Gwyneth Paltrow saves a $1 billion company after the kiss cam scandal?
Thank you for your interest in Astronomer. Hi, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow. I've been hired on a very temporary basis to speak on behalf of the 300-plus employees at Astronomer.
July 16th, 2025, Gillette Stadium. Coldplay's Kiss. Cam lands on Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and HR Chief Kristin Cabot. Chris Martin jokes the clip explodes.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right. Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. I'm not quite sure what to do.
Within days, Byron resigns, and Astronomer later confirms Cabot has resigned as well. Then the twist: Astronomer drops a tongue-in-cheek ad starring Gwyneth Paltrow, produced by Ryan Reynolds' Maximum Effort, turning Chris Martin's real-life ex into the face of their reset. Commenters call it a PR masterclass. Let's break why the full circle celebrity play worked. July 16th, 2025.
Meet Kristin Cabot.
Growing fallout from the kiss cam moment seen around the world.
Foxborough, Massachusetts. During Coldplay's show at Gillette Stadium, the kiss cam lands on Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and HR Chief Kristin Cabot. Chris Martin jokes from stage, fan video goes viral. July 17th, board investigation. Astronomer posts that its board of directors has initiated a formal investigation and places leadership under review. July 19th, CEO out. Astronomer announces it has accepted Byron's resignation. Co-founder Pete DeJoy becomes interim CEO and issues a value statement on conduct and accountability. July 19th, Martin addresses it on stage. At Camp Randall Stadium, Madison, Chris Martin warns the audience cameras will be scanning, widely read as a nod to Boston. July 24th to 25th, Cabot out. Astronomer confirms to national outlets that Kristin Cabot has resigned as Chief People Officer. Local Boston coverage notes the removal from leadership pages. Late July, Hollywood pivot. Astronomer releases a humorous promo starring Gwyneth Paltrow as a tongue-in-cheek temporary spokesperson produced by Ryan Reynolds' agency Maximum Effort. Trade press and business media call it a PR masterclass. Business Insider reports 36 million plus views across platforms. Status today: both executives have resigned. DeJoy is interim CEO. Astronomer is leaning into the Paltrow spot to reframe the narrative. Celebrity symmetry the audience instantly gets. The scandal begins on Chris Martin's stage. The brand response stars his ex-wife. That creates a clean pop culture loop viewers recognize without naming the affair. Media highlighted the irony, and Paltrow's line, "I've been hired on a very temporary basis to speak on behalf of the 300-plus employees at Astronomer," lets her acknowledge the moment while steering back to product. Borrowed trust plus tone control. Paltrow's public persona, poised, dry humor, and a decade of amicable co-parenting after conscious uncoupling gives Astronomer a credible, non-spiteful messenger linked to the Coldplay universe. It reads witty, not vindictive, which lowers defensiveness and widens reach beyond tech.
I used to say to her, I would take a bullet for you.
Maximum Effort's playbook. Ryan Reynolds' shop wins by being fast, self-aware, and product-forward. Acknowledge the elephant, pivot to the offer. Trade press and Business Insider confirm Maximum Effort produced the spot. Interim CEO Pete DeJoy publicly thanked the agency. Coverage reports 36 million plus views, signaling the reframing worked at scale. Humor without punching the victims. The script doesn't relive the kiss or mock the families. It redirects questions, OMG, what the actual F to data workflow talk, and an event CTA, which PR analysts praised as modern crisis discipline. Be human, be brief, then move on. Public permission to laugh. Chris Martin himself joked to the next crowd that cameras would be scanning, and stadium policies say attendees should expect to be filmed. That context made light humor feel permissible to many viewers. Hence comments like PR masterclass and best damage control. The risk and why it's contained. Skeptics note, I still don't know what Astronomer is, and fairness questions remain. But because both executives resigned and the ad never taunts them, the brand keeps focus on employees and customers while harvesting awareness. Future proof will be business metrics, not applause. Praise, what viewers loved. PR masterclass, genius marketing, best damage control. The Paltrow spot is quick, witty, and refuses to relive the kiss. It acknowledges the moment and pivots to product. Classic maximum effort playbook. Business Insider reports the campaign amassed 36 million plus views, and Adweek confirms Ryan Reynolds' agency produced it. The celebrity symmetry lands, scandal on Chris Martin's stage, response from his ex-wife. Paltrow's very temporary spokesperson line signals self-awareness without piling onto the families. TechCrunch highlights that the script flashes gossipy questions and then pointedly answers with Astronomer's offering.
On behalf of the 300 plus employees at Astronomer, Astronomer has gotten a lot of questions over the last few days.
Pushback, what critics flagged. Some viewers say the ad entertains but still doesn't explain what Astronomer is. Awareness without clarity. That skepticism sits beside the praise in coverage and comments. Fairness, accountability questions linger even after the spot. Both leaders resigned, not fired, which ABC, CBS, and Boston.com report. Critics argue a funny ad can't balance workplace hypocrisy or the impact on families. Unverified claims, e.g. a ticket buyer being fired, circulate in comments. As of now, there's no public documentation or company statement confirming additional terminations tied to the tickets. Treat as rumor until records or a statement appear.
We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd. How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put some of you on the big screen.
The campaign cooled the wildfire and reframed the brand, but the record that matters is still the paper trail. The resignations, Martin's onstage warning, and venue policies that audiences should expect to be filmed.
The person that demands order. King face is not trying to be sexist. You can call her queen face if you'd like. These people need order. They need everything to be perfectly aligned in their life. Is she critical of someone that is a male? Does she have a critical husband? But she is hypercritical. And then notice underneath her eyes, there's some kind of deep lines kind of right in this area. These are
If the Gwyneth play really worked, we should see business signals, not just applause. Press confirms the spot was produced by Ryan Reynolds' Maximum Effort, drew widespread praise as a PR masterclass, and amassed approximately 36 million views across platforms. Attention that should translate into a lift in branded search and direct traffic to astronomer.io, more demo/lead submissions, stronger share of voice, tilted to the Paltrow narrative rather than the kiss cam, and stable churn among current customers. Internally, the success test is qualified pipeline, SQLs, not just curious clicks, and a recovering hiring funnel offer accept rate as brand safety rebounds. The risk column remains. Some viewers still say they don't know what Astronomer does, awareness without clarity. So if bounce rates stay high or demo completion lags, the campaign entertained more than it educated. All of this sits on a factual floor the company can point to. Byron resigned on July 19th. Kristin Cabot has also resigned, and Chris Martin publicly warned the next crowd that cameras would be scanning, reinforced by Gillette Stadium's policy that attendees should expect to be filmed, context that helped audiences accept a light, self-aware tone. We'll watch those metrics and update if filings, lawsuits, or new company statements change the picture.
The person that demands order. King face is not trying to be sexist. You can call her queen face if you'd like. These people need order. They need everything to be perfectly aligned in their life. They're real black and white. This is right and this is wrong. So this makes this even more intriguing. The only gray in this person's life is in her closet. That's the important thing to realize here. Notice her eyebrows. If you notice that left eyebrow is kind of coming slanted in, this has lots of meanings. And again, you got to tie it to what's going on in our life right now. But this picture was not taken when it's not a mugshot, basically. So this indicates very critical nature when one eyebrow comes slanting down. Now, the fact that it's coming down on the left side tells us this has something to do with a male. Did she have a critical father? Is she critical of someone that is a male? Does she have a critical husband? But she is hypercritical. And then notice underneath her eyes, there's some kind of deep lines kind of right in this area. These are adrenal lines. performance. This gal was under stress long before this was going on. And there's just a little more puffiness under that left eye. What that represents is unshed tears. The right side of the body is the female side, the left side is the male side. The fact that there's puffiness under the left eye, it indicates there's unshed tears as a result of a male. So I'm questioning how stable was her marriage. Also, notice the puffiness in her left upper eyelid. So this is internalized anger. This has to do with the male. So we can choose lots of possibilities here, but she's got some issues with a male. And it could be her father, it could be her husband, it could be whatever. So there's some interesting things going on there. Lastly are the eyes. The right eye is what we show to the world. It's our public persona. It's our mother's influence. The left eye is her true inner private self. If we cover her left eye, she's pretty focused and kind of aware. Now, if we cross over and we look at her covering her right eye and look at her left eye, she's sad. There's sadness there. Does that have to do with the male? Chances are is yes. Notice the tip of her nose. It's a very round, kind of fleshy nose. This is classically seen in a king face, these natural leaders, and they like order. This is what's referred to as a gourmand nose. So she's a quality over quantity individual. Chin is very squared off, a little stronger on the one side, so she got a lot of her strength from her mother because that right side is a little bit stronger, but the squared chin indicates being very straightforward, very strong-willed, very idealistic. Lots of fascinating things when you know what's going on in this gal's life. So I hope you enjoyed meeting Kristin Cabot. I'm sure, as I said, she did enjoy meeting us.